Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, product photography, is shooting on black. Black can be a challenge to shoot on. Whether you're shooting models, food, product, whatever, shooting on black can be difficult. We need some tips and tricks, but we're going to up this game even more. How? We're going to be shooting a black product on a black background to create an awesome looking ad. It's definitely got its challenges. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks of what I did to create this image. I'm going to take this all apart so I can show you how I did it so you can achieve an image like that. So if that's what you're into, stick around. All right, we're in the studio here. This is the basic setup. We're going to recreate this image right here, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's actually quite easy. As with all photography, there's a few ways that you could do it. I try and show the budget way, the cheaper way of doing it. That's kind of what this channel is about. Yes, you could use multiple studio lights to do it. Not everybody has that. So I'm going to contain it down as best as I can on equipment. Our product is an NYX lipstick, and it is a black product. Going to be shooting on a black surface on a black background. That can be challenging. Let me show you how to do it. Let's talk about equipment. The first thing down here, kind of hard to see, but is my Nikon D800 with a 90mm Tamron lens. I love that lens. On my lighting, I have an Alien B800 in a 36-inch by 24-inch softbox, double diffused. There's another diffuser panel inside to give me that soft little light. Let's just turn that on. And you're going, that's not a black background. But no, it's not, but it will be. And I'll show you how and why. Now, we got our product. When you do product photography, you need to clean your products as best as you possibly can. You're always going to have to do some touch-up in Photoshop. Dust spots are inherent, but you're trying to get fingerprints and limit the amount of dust as best as possible. Now, we need to put a surface down on our table here, and we're using our high-quality, high-end photographic property background, and it is a piece of foam core for $1.25 at the dollar store. You could use black plexiglass, get a bit of a shine. There's a bunch of different surfaces. Again, budget oriented, piece of black foam core works brilliantly. We take our product, we set it centered on here. I need to turn on my strobe light thing. Now, we need to take a photo. What do we get? Looks pretty good. Exactly how I expected it, blown out background. The light is spilling onto a surface here, which is turning it to a gray. We don't want that, but we're looking at the product, and that's all I'm looking at. I got some nice edge lighting going on. That's what I'm after. That's why I have it set like this. You backlight it. You're basically putting a white line all the way around your product to make it stand out from the background. So that's pretty good. Now let's add our black background. How do we do that? Quite easy. Piece of cardboard, black on one side. Does not matter. We take this and we need it centered. If you do not center it, what happens is you have more light on one side than the other. You're going to have more edge light on one side than the other. So you want to center it. You want your board centered on your light and your product centered on the board. When we do that and we take a photo, hey, that looks pretty cool. And you're going, I know. You can't see the label. I know. We're going to get to it. Right now, we're focusing on that edge lighting, and I think that looks perfect. Zoom in, check this out. Look at that nice feathering I have because I double diffused that soft light. The harder the light, the harder that edge is. So we got a nice soft light. Now, you may have to play with the distance of your product from the background to the light and everything else. You may have to shift it around to be able to not have light spill. You might need to narrow this black background, or you may need to widen it. Each shoot, each product piece is almost individual on how that light's going to react with it. This is basically what I found here. I didn't measure or cut anything. These are just pieces that I had and I used, and it was a matter of the distance. And I'm about 8 inches away from this background with the product, just so you know. Most people don't tell you that distance, and that gets kind of handy when you're trying to figure it out for yourself. Now, how are we going to get light on the front? You can try mirrors, reflectors, and all kinds of stuff. You're going to fight yourself and beat yourself to death because it's really hard. Unfortunately, you need 2 lights. So in this case, I have another Alien B800, and it's just got this 7-inch reflector on with barn doors. Inside though, is a little disc like this. This is a grid. This one's a 20%. I have a 10% grid down here to narrow that light down. I only want the light to hit the label. That is it. I want to light the front up. I don't want to light the background or even my surface. The barn doors help contain that. Now, if you don't have setups like this, easy. Take a piece of tin foil, make a cone out of it, attach it to the front of your light, and now you've got what they professionally call a snoot, except you did it for about a penny. The homemade ones work, more finicky, bit more frustration sometimes. They do work. I'm just telling you, there is a budget way of doing it, or you can buy a snoot, or if you have this type stuff, you can use this. So anyways, enough of that babble. We turn this light on, very dim, very hard to see, very narrow beam of light. We now take this and we hold it high above our product. Now, you can't see it here. When I actually took the photo, it was a darkened room and only these lights were on. I could see exactly where the light was hitting. But I get the light kind of high up like that. I take my photo, boom, what do we get? Hey, we lit up the label. Hey, look at that on the top of the lid. I got that nice little catch light to help give further separation. Looks pretty good. No. Not in my opinion. No, it doesn't. We still have a problem. It looks flat. I'm not getting the cylindrical shape that I want. Why is that? The angle that I held the light was too high. Let's come in at about a 45. We get all that angled up nice and we play with the little thing and boom. Now at a 45-degree angle, check it out. Look at the difference. Look at that cap now, that soft glow coming down the side of it. It's bringing the texture out in the plastic. I think it looks fantastic. Look at the two side by side. See what I mean now about the one looking flat and the other one looking so much better. So you got to play with the angle that this light's coming at in order to get the best result from it. Because the first one, hey, yes, I was getting light on the label, but it wasn't the greatest that I needed. Changing the angle just slightly and wow, night and day. So that is the basic image that you saw. And you're going, well, wait, yours had a glow in behind, right? And that's where I cheated. And everybody will cheat. Did it in Photoshop. You simply create a layer. I used a light gray brush, went blurred it, put it in behind, feathered it out. That's it. I think that glow takes the image one step higher again, and it makes it look more professional and really makes that product pop from the black. Look at it with and without. I think you'll agree. Let me know down below which you prefer, but I prefer the glow. I know you're going to say about Photoshop, but you're going to need Photoshop. You're going to have to get bits of dust off, maybe a fingerprint. You might want to lighten or darken parts. You can use dodge and burn tools to do that, and you can darken the foreground out of it. So that final image you saw, yes, in Photoshop, took out some dust spots and darkened just the front, just a touch. But that's it. Everything else you basically saw was right out of camera. And I think the results were fantastic right out of camera. If you have any questions or comments about this, or if you want to see the Photoshop of adding the glow, let me know in the comments down below and I can create another video on that for you. So that's it for this one, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you're aware when I post new videos like this. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. So until the next time.